Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you an issue related by non-author founder Greg James Fischer. Sicilian was played in Skopje tournament in Yugoslavia in 1967. I don't really know how to pronounce Skopje. And it is quite an instructive game in Sicilian, and without further ado, let us begin the game. So, as I have already mentioned, d4. The Sicilian will be like d4 is already on board, so d4, c5, knight 3, d6, d4, c captures on d4, knight captures on d4, knight f6, attacking d4 pawn, knight c3, and knight c6, the classical Sicilian. And here the modern mainline runs bishop g5, so with the rouser trying to eliminate the knight and putting more pressure on this critical d5 square. But this is 1967, and Fischer was known for his Sicilian attack. Fischer's Sicilian attack, and he himself popularized the opening. So bishop c4, e6, transposing into a Schrödinger structure, and bishop to b3. This retreating move, bishop from c4 back to b3, is a signature of the Fischer move, getting the bishop out of danger and preventing any future tempo gain on the bishop with a6 and b5, which is extremely characteristic of the Sicilian. So a6, castles by Fischer, and queen to a5. And this queen to a5 is somewhat too optimistic move by Mr. Dely. And f4, gaining some space on the king side, and in the center preparing the f5 or e5 will break open the position as blocking is in the center. Knight captures on d4, knight captures on d4, and now d5. Well, Mr. Dely played this move with the sole idea of developing this bishop to c5, which will win Fischer's queen, as the queen and the king is on the same diagonal. So bishop d3, preventing this idea, and on the previous move, bishop e7 is somewhat a more solid option. But if that happens, then a move like d5 can be annoying, like both the knight and the d6 pawn, and d captures, the knight has to move. F4, and this is still playable. Sorry about this. Sorry, not d5. F5 would be a terrible blunder. E5, yes, it's also possible. Or okay, so all in all, getting the dark square bishop out and trying to cancel is somewhat a more solid option. But okay, Mr. Like d5, and this is unprincipled and a bit too risky by black, as he's trying to open up the center with his king still stuck on the 8, and this will be fully taken advantage of by Fischer. Knight captures on e4, there's no better option. As you have already played e5, you might as well play knight takes e4. Knight captures on e4, d captures on e4, and now not wasting time with queen captures on e4. If queen captures on e4, it uses this bishop c5 move, and black is free to cast them. So no point in allowing this. So not wasting any time, we have f5 by Fischer. Trying to open up lines in the center of the board and to free this diagonal for the light square bishop. Queen d4, trying to offer a queen trade, but the other line with e captures on f5 at f5 is not all that great. For example, e cancels on f5, then bishop to a4 check. Well, you can move the king, which is a bit silly. Why not? That is too much for white. For example, a d1 threatening queen d6 and such threats, and black is never castled. And after bishop a4 check, you cannot block with the bishop, the queen and the bishop guard that square. So, for example, b5 attacking the bishop, but now queen e5 check, keeping the king in the center of the board. Bishop here, bishop to e7 blocking the check, and now bishop back to b3. Saving the bishop from capture, and the black king still cannot castle as the bishop on e7 would hang, and the g7 pawn is under attack. Bishop c5 can come and go, and queen d5 with a double attack on f7, and the rook is also coming. So this would be a terrifying position for Fischer, and white will soon be lost. So, for example, the line runs bishop to e6 blocking the queen, bishop captures on e6, f takes e, f takes e6, queen takes e6, still the black king cannot castle. On the queen side, castling is also not possible because the queen is covered c8, and the queen is also slicing all the way to g8, so no castling for Mr. Dely anytime soon. And rook takes f5 is also a threat. Rook f8, trying to defend and getting rook into sicilian somehow is a move definitely. Now queen c6 check, attacking the rook on a8. If the king goes d8, then queen takes rook with check, and if king f7, then first queen d5 check. If the king returns to e8, then again we have queen takes a8 check, and king g6, which is the strongest continuation, then g4. If f g4, then well, queen takes e4 leads to a mating attack. Or black has to suffer severe material loss, as the black king is somewhat, extremely exposed on the g6 square. And also white is threatening to just capture on g6, either with a rook or with a pawn. And the bishop is extremely strong in e3, covering the h6 square from the king, not allowing it to escape. So Mr. Dely didn't capture, Mr. Dely didn't capture the f5 pawn, rather he played bishop takes e6. Well, I also have to mention that if bishop doesn't capture on e6, for example, queen takes e4, then e takes f7 is a nice sweetened or intermediate move to check the king, and only then will white recapture the queen. And this is again a losing position for black. White has a monster passed on this f7 square, and the bishop cannot be developed naturally to c5 or to d6 with tempo, because while the g7 pawn hangs, this rook on a8 will be very sad for the rest of the game. And d4 pawn is also very weak. Black will likely to lose that pawn as well. Moves like rook a to d8 are coming, or rook f d1. Rook a to d1, rook f to e1, and capturing d4 pawn followed by, for example, a nice rook coming to all the way to d8 will be the idea. Well, all in all, it is a lost position. So bishop takes e6. After f6, bishop takes e6, and the threat is just queen to e7 checkmate. But also bishop takes f7, so capturing the bishop is forced. I should also mention that if queen takes b4, then bishop takes f7. This is even worse than the line just shown, because now white is just up full bishop. Well, you can see that white has the bishop pair, and black has only one bishop. For example, king d7, bishop takes d4, and well, the white rook is coming to d1, and uh, the black king and the white heavy artillery will not survive this attack. Sorry. After bishop takes e6, after e6, here Fischer unleashed his blow with rook takes f8. If king captures, then obviously the queen is unprotected. And queen takes e4 comes with check, black loses the queen, and is about to get mated in a couple of moves. If rook captures, well, then also queen captures, and black is again lost. Queen takes d4, queen takes d7, rook rook to d1 is coming. And this in the game, Mr. Bear played queen takes f8, and this rook takes f8 move is the exact reason why you should not leave your king in the center of the board for too long. And you see this queen b4 move is black's trying to go for a queen trade into inequality and try to somehow hold this inferior ending without the queens. And if Fischer trades queen, it would not be such a brilliant game. Some moves ago, as even though black has an inferior structure and he's up a pawn, so he might hold this. So, but this rook takes f8 move immediately shatters all of black's hope. Queen takes f8, and now you might think, okay, I can capture some d4 with the threat on the d7 pawn and d6 pawn, but this is actually not be such a great game if Fischer captures on e4. Fischer captured on e4. Well, for example, queen takes e4. Now we will met by queen to f5, offering queen trade, and if queen takes d7, then black can trade castle. Bishop d4, that's a nice bishop threat. Checkmate, but queen g6, and rook, for example, rook. This rook can be transferred to f5. Well, not at the moment, but first you have to take away the white queen with rook a to d8, and only then we will double up rooks on the f file, and with the f5 being open and black being able to exchange for one, and but he's down the pawn still. Black is having material, and this is actually better for black. So not queen takes b4 immediately, but rather after queen takes f8, we have queen to a4 check. And the reason why queen to a4 check is stronger than queen takes e4 right after sacrificing this exchange on f8 is what follow. b5. Well, you can also not play b5, you can play d8. Play king d8, then you are in a whole lot of trouble. For example, rook d1 check, rook here, and well, queen d7 check. So there's only one square, and now this bishop move is crushing. Bishop to b6 move threatening checkmate. But also if the queen moves away from the back rank, sacrificing the queen on d8 would be a very nice attempt. And if black tries to offer a queen trade and defend checkmate with this move, then d6 check will be shown. d6 check and black loses. Queen takes d7 checkmate. So thus, if the king runs away to d5, and if king goes to f5, then just rook f1 check wins the queen, and the e4 pawn is falling in a couple moves. Black loses a queen, white has a queen and a bishop for 2 rooks, and this is winning. Also, these rooks are not getting into the game anytime soon. And you can also try king e7. This is even worse, as bishop e4 check wins the queen for the bishop and not a rook. So that's not an option. So after e5 is forced, but now queen captures e4 comes with the threat of the rook and e6 pawn. For example, you can play c8, and captures here comes, and rook b1 comes, and you are getting mated. You check, and you get destroyed. For example, this, and this is checkmate. If you not rook here, then for example b8. Then again, the queen takes e6 check. King goes here, and now rook again with rook check. King goes to c7. Now rook comes to d7 again with check, and king c8, king c6 checkmate. Now rook c8, rather with d8. Then we have queen to c6 check. And again, black has no move. For example, f1, collecting the queen, and there are too many threats to pirate. Or even better, rook d6, queens, and bishop c5, preventing the queen from going to the crucial e7 square. Or here, f1 is coming, and this is just not possible to defend such a position. So I'm going to move b5 and queen to a4 check. Peter Dely saw all of this and he resigned the game. And Dely is actually a pretty strong player. It is in 1969, if I remember correctly, that the Hungarian Chess Championship, and he went on to become an international master in, I believe, 1989. He was awarded the title honorary grandmaster in the 1990s by FIDE. And yeah, that's the game, and thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoy it, and see you soon. And what a nice miniature by Fischer.